Hi there. Today we're going to talk about how we would use the following within the where clause. So we can filter data using these things, which we'll go over, in various ways. All of these are really exclusively for the where clause where we filter data. Where equals filter data. So let's use in first. I'm going to go to the city table. And let's say I had a list of cities I was checking for. I could say select star. Remember, asterisk means we want all the fields. From city, which is the table we're in. Where city, which is also the name of this field, is in Donna. And let's get Akron. And let's get Lima. And let's get Lublin. Okay, so we have a list of cities we want to see. If I run this, I can see all information for those 4 cities. So the in would help me see a list. This is really useful for like lists. Now, yesterday we talked about not null. Now, not can be used in conjunction with a lot of these. So I could say not in the list, and suddenly it'll give me everything except what is in that list. So in is simply a way we list things, and we can check a field to see if it matches whether or not it is in or not in this field. So in this case, we're just trying to say, hey, if these cities are in this field, give it to me. Give me all this information. Okay? So that's in. Let's do between. So let's go to payment, and notice we have payment dates. So what if we said, zoom in here, select star from payment where payment date between, and I'm going to grab, we'll say between 525, I believe we're going to use quotes here, and 528. So what we're saying is, give me everything from the payment table where the dates are between these 2 dates. Okay, let's see what happens. So notice, I'm going to sort this. Notice I'm only seeing dates between the 2 I specified. And it actually goes down to the timestamp. So it won't exceed 1035 even within 528. So it's just saying give me everything between 525 and 528. Now, again, as I mentioned before, we could say not between. And now notice I get 524, 525, up to whatever that timestamp is, and then it skips to way later. So right there, where does it skip? 525. So we look, we're going to 11. So right at 11, it skips to 528 after that timestamp. So again, you can use between to look at things. Let's use one more example for between. Same table. I could say select star from payment where customer ID, which is just, it's not a numeric value, it's kind of like a text value. You're not adding customer IDs together, but we could say between, where customer ID between, let's capitalize that, 6 and 50. So notice my customer IDs will only go to 50, right? And they start at 6. So that's between. And or. Okay, so what if we went back to our actor table and I said, I want to see everything from the actor table where the first name is equal to Ed, which we've done before, or the last name is equal to Davis. So this statement would say, hey, give me everything either that is equal to Ed in the first name or Davis in the last name. And it looks like we get Ed Chase, Jennifer Davis, Susan Davis, Ed Mansfield, Ed Guinness. We could actually add an additional or actor ID is equal to 111, which I don't see that ID here. And if I go here, notice 111 is now included as well. Oh wait, no, 111, sorry. So Cameron Zelger is included because they meet there. Now we could use and as well. Let's get rid of this or. And let's just go back and say where first name is equal to Ed and last name is equal to Davis. If I run this, I'll probably get nothing because there's no actors with the first name of Ed and the last name of Davis. So if we go back to or, we'd see both combinations, but we'd know that there's no Ed Davises here. So we can use and or to help filter the data in meaningful ways. So I think that's and or. And then lastly, let's do like. Like is really powerful. Let's go to inventory. I don't like inventory. Let's go to city again. I like city. So what if we said, I just want to see anything with the first two letters as AX. So I just want to see any city that starts with AX. So I could do select star from city, which is the name of our table, where city like, and now we have a wildcard character. So we're going to say I think we said AX, wildcard. So what wildcard does is it says, wildcard is the %, and we do need these single quotes on this text. Wildcard just says, as long as it says AX something, it's valid. So in this case, it could be AX with 100 characters, or AX with 1 character, or just AX, and it would still be valid. Let's see if there's any. Okay, there's not. Let's change it to AM. So there's 3 cities that start with AM something, and then we see other things that happen here. So like can get pretty robust. We could say we could do it that end with AM. So let's try that. So there's 3 cities that end with AM: Tambaram, Kumbakonam, etc. I won't try and pronounce the rest. But as you notice, it ends with AM. This is not case sensitive. That's another point. It could be A or A. There's ways we could check for case sensitivity, but we don't need to worry about that right now. So like is a good way to use the wildcard character to get pretty open-ended filters. You could say, I just want to see, let's see something like this. It needs to start with S. It can have anything in between, and it needs to end with S. So let's see what happens. So this one is St. Louis. It starts with S, there's stuff in between, and then it ends with S. And as you see, all of these start and end with S. We could say, I think if we went like this, this means there's got to be 3 S's. It's got to start with an S, it's got to end with an S, and it has to have an S somewhere in the middle. Let's see if that's valid. Okay, so Santiago de los Caballeros starts with an S. I see another S here, and then it ends with an S. So S, wildcard S, would say start, end, and have an S somewhere in the middle. So as you can see, like can get pretty crazy, and it's really useful. Now, again, I could say not like this, and it would give me all rows except Santiago de los Caballeros. But because we're looking for like instead of not like, it will just give us that one record. So we covered in, between, and, or, and like, and we worked in not.